Okay, so the process that we're going to use to turn any computer, and most people are turning their Windows computer into a Linux. So if you had to switch from Windows 10 to Windows 11, and now you have a Windows 10 computer, and Microsoft says, "Oh, you can't use that computer anymore." Well, I say baloney, and so most of my old computers, I switched them to Linux computers. So there's just going to be a few things that you need. So you're going to need a thumb drive that is empty, and it needs to be 8 GB. And it's so make sure it's deleted, nothing's on it. So take everything if there's something on it and put it somewhere else. It needs to be empty. You're going to need a current laptop. So the laptop, I'm using Windows laptop right now because I have lots of computers for students and for me. And so the computer that I'm using to like record this and download all my stuff on right now happens to be a Windows computer that I'm not turning into a Linux. I usually have one Windows computer because I do a lot of work. And so I want to make sure that I have one computer, but eventually this computer in a few months, I've had it for about 5 years, is probably going to be turned into Linux computers as well. So you're going to need a computer that's working, that you'll be able to download the programs that I'm talking about. And to do that, one of the programs needs Windows. So you'll need to be on a Windows computer somewhere. So you're going to need to use this laptop that you already have that you're on, or a friend's laptop. I don't know if the library laptops would work because their security is probably too high. It might block you from downloading the files and putting them on your drive. I'm not sure. Because you're going to need to download two programs. One is the operating system called Zorin 18, which you'll be seeing in the next little while. And then the other program is Rufus. And that's the program that's going to take that operating system that you downloaded and transfer it onto this thumb drive. Okay, so it has to be an 8 GB thumb drive because the program that we're going to download is about 7.3 or 7.5 GB. Then you'll also need the laptop that you're trying to turn into a Linux machine. So whatever laptop that is, it might be the one that you're using right now. So do all of the transferring on your current laptop, Windows, before trying to put it over onto a Linux machine. You're also going to need a pen and paper so that you can write down your usernames and passwords and things like that. So there's going to be a min setup that you do so that people can't just get into the back end of your computer. And then there's going to be the login that you regularly use when you're logging into your computer. You'll need to know those things. So that's really the basics of it. And the video that you're going to watch in a few minutes is going to be like the details of how to do all that. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it works. I didn't explain every single possibility for like all the buttons to push because it's going to be different for lots of computers. I was using a HP machine, and so I told you the buttons for an HP machine, and so you'll understand the idea, and so you'll be able to Google. So when you're going to like boot from your thumb drive on the other computer, and I was pressing escape, 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 you'll know at that point that if it's a different kind of a computer, Google it and find out what the buttons are that you need to like what are the buttons that you need to press to boot from a thumb drive. Okay, so the process is the same. The buttons might change. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to get the operating system that we're going to use for this project to turn a Windows PC into a Linux machine. And that a Linux is free and open source, and so that's the beauty of it. You're not beholden to Microsoft charging you fees or updates that keep wrecking your stuff, or any other reasons why Microsoft isn't working for you, like when Windows 10 went to Windows 11, all those computers aren't usable anymore because Microsoft says that they don't meet the criteria. So for this process that we're doing, any laptop that's at least 15 years old will work for this process. Anything that's a little older, you might need to do a little bit of research to find out if there's a way that you can do it, or there might be some smaller or different kinds of systems that would work on an older computer. Zorin is a new one. I've never done Zorin before. Here I'm going to screen share. There we go. Okay, so here we are on the Zorin OS website. We're going to be using Zorin 18. Now, there's a pro version that will give you the things that's mentioning out here, premium, whatever that you might want to use. So when I'm using Linux operating systems, Linux programs, or things that run on Linux, because most things on Linux are free and open source, that means that's often free because it's open source. People are sharing it for the community. But if you want premium versions that have more features, feel free to do that. Almost every time it's a one-time fee. So you see here right now, this says 77.99 Canadian. That's likely 77.99 Canadian one time, and then you're pro member for life until something else changes. Okay, so we're not going to use the pro version. There's also an education version. We're not going to use that. We're just going to use this basic use version. So we're going to download it. And here, if you want to sign up for the newsletter, go ahead. I'm not going to sign up for the newsletter, so I'm just going to skip to the download page. It's downloading. I'm going to put it into my empty folder. Whenever I download anything that is something that I'm not going to need on my laptop, I usually have a document to remind me to delete it later, so I don't fill up my laptop with a bunch of programs or files or things. So it's just a little tip. So you can see that it's downloading here up in my top corner here. I'm using Brave Browser, as I may have mentioned. So if there's any ads on this page, you're not going to see them because Brave Browser is blocking ads. I can see here, Zorin, look at that. Zorin doesn't have any kinds of trackers or anything on it, so you don't need to even worry. There are no ads on Zorin, so that's amazing. All right, so I'm going to come back when the download is ready. Okay, the download is complete, and I can tell because up in the top corner here is my downloads file, and so I can see Zorin to you in the file folder. All right. Let me just switch screens here so that you can see that it's in my folder here. So there it is in my delete folder. Do one more thing before we do the putting that onto the thumb drive. That's the file that we're going to put on the thumb drive. That's the operating system, and it's going to be on the thumb drive. And then we're going to put that into the other computer and have it boot up from the drive. So to do that, I'm going to just share my whole screen here for a second. Okay, so to make sure that the thumb drive that we create, we're going to put that operating system that we just downloaded onto a thumb drive. But sometimes Windows can cause problems. So I'm just going to go down to my search bar, and I'm going to click search for autoplay settings, and we're going to turn that off so that it won't accidentally corrupt anything that we're trying to do. Okay, so that's the first thing that we're going to do. The other thing that we need to do to make sure that our thumb drive information transfer doesn't get corrupted is turn off your Windows Defender. So if you're using Windows as your security measure, I don't, so mine won't be on. Windows security, here it is. Windows security. It's going to open up the thing and your virus and threat protection. And see, I have Kaspersky on, so I don't know if it'll work with Kaspersky, and we'll find out. That's the virus. But if you have Windows Defender here, turn it off. It's only going to be temporary. It'll turn on automatically by itself, or when next time you restart your computer, it's going to turn on as well. And if you forget to turn it on, it doesn't turn on automatically. It's going to tell you at some point that it's off. And so just make sure that your virus protection isn't blocking you from being able to download this file onto a thumb drive. The next thing we're going to do is download the tool that's going to help us put that operating system that we just downloaded into wherever you saved it. I saved mine into my delete file on my documents. And now we need to download the tool that's going to help us move that over. So this is rufus.ie. I usually use Etcher, but because this tool doesn't require you to download anything extra, I'm going to use it for you to make it a little bit easier. So you're going to come to this page. It's going to show you what some of the screens look like. If you want to like take a look at sort of what the processes might look like for you. But really what you just need to do is come down to this sort of download section. So the Rufus 13 standard alone, Windows 64. So I'm running a Windows 64. I'm assuming that the computer I'm going on to is Windows 64. That doesn't matter though. Portable, I don't know what that is. If you're running an 86 machine, you're going to download this on like you're doing it right now, then choose 86. If you're using ARM, choose this one down. But most people, almost all of us are going to use this one. So we're just going to download this. And it's going into my delete folder. That's where I want it to go, so I don't forget to delete it later. And it's going to take a while, probably because I have 78 tabs open on my browser. So it's probably taking up like maybe 63% of my memory right now. So for me, it's going to go probably a little bit slow. But as you can see, look right here. So here's the ads that's the trackers that are being blocked on Rufus, so we're not seeing some of these ads that are here that would normally be down the side here. So FYI, that's why I use Brave browser. All right, it's downloaded. So give me a second. I'm going to come back and continue on with the process. So in my downloads folder, we can see that it is here. All right, so we can see that Rufus and Zorin are both in my the place where I downloaded it. So when you're downloading it, really make sure that you remember where you download it. So I'm going to open Rufus. It's going to run. Oops. Okay, so here we go. So I don't want it to be, I checked the device. So this is not where I want it to go. I want it to go to, I forgot to put in my USB drive. So the USB drive, I'm plugging it in. It should show up here. This is an 8 gigabyte drive. There's my Transcend. I want it to be in Transcend because if I pick the wrong one, this is going to delete my drive. So I don't want it to delete my F drive because that's my backup drive. So Transcend, make sure you choose the right device. And it's going to be a disk image ISO. No, I need to select it. I need to go back to my downloads file. There we go. There it is. Zorin's right there on my Transcend thumb drive. And I usually just keep everything the same. I don't know. I've never edited any of the options here, so I'll just go ahead and leave it as is. I'm going to click start. It's a hybrid image. This means it can be written. I'm going to use the recommended version. So the image I've selected is a hybrid. It means it can be written as an ISO or a disk image. If I have so often what could happen is it could be corrupted. Like for example, if you didn't turn off your Windows Defender or Mike Kaspersky might not let it run for some reason, might not put it on the file. So if that happens, just keep trying again because figuring out all the little steps that might be causing it to stop is kind of part of the process. But let's assume it's going to work. I always just follow what it says is recommended. So I recommend that you do that as well. Uses a grub, so I'm going to say that that's okay. It's downloading. All the data on the device is going to be destroyed, meaning it's going to be deleted. So your thumb drive needs to be either empty or you need to take all your information off and put it on another drive, which I might have said in a previous video, or just let it delete here. So I know that this is empty, so I'm just going to click OK. But if you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot to take something off my thumb drive, hit cancel and then start again. All right, I can see my thumb drive is blinking and it's going to take a little bit of time. So I'm just going to hit pause here again, and I'll come back when it's ready to for me to show you what happened. Okay, almost done. All right, was a little worried. So in the past, I've had challenges with using an 8 GB thumb drive where it didn't work. And so I had to go up to a little bit bigger thumb drive. I might have mentioned that when I had a bundle of thumb drives. But this looks like it's ready. So I'm going to close it. And I'm going to just check the thumb drive. Let's see, is it to D? So it looks like all the files are here. Let's just see what the process is. I'm just clicking properties, and it's saying that it's using 7.33. So it worked. So this operating system is a little bit smaller than the one that I was using, which I remember was Linux Mint. Okay, so I'm going to switch rigs so that we can go over and then put it on the other laptop. So I'll see you in a second. Before we go over to the other laptop, though, I forgot one thing. I'm just going to go down to my where I keep track of where all your extra things are here. And you're going to see this, you're going to see a little, I'll zoom in on it for you, a little thumb drive. So just right click on that and then eject the storage. So I don't want to store, yeah, mass storage, that's the one I want to delete. Don't delete anything else like that you're using, but delete it just to be safe that you don't accidentally corrupt the thumb drive when you pull it out. No, nowadays it's pretty okay to pull it out, but this is kind of a different situation. So it still says it's being used. What's going on here? I'm gonna do some troubleshooting and I'm gonna come back and let you know what I did. All right. So what I ended up doing is I went into my task manager. So task manager is Control Alt Delete. That's how I get to it. Task manager. And it's not going to be here because I closed it, but hold on a second. So I have a lot of windows open. So Brave is taking up a lot of my memory. So there was a Windows indexer here. So I just clicked on it, and I usually right click, or you can end task, but I usually right click and end task. I'm not going to do it here because I don't want to end that, but it was the Windows indexer that was keeping it going. All right, so that is how I was able to eject. The light went off on my little thing, so I was able to pull it out. Okay, now I'm going to go over to the other rig and we're going to do all the tricks to try to get this Linux operating system onto that old Windows computer. So this laptop, I really don't know much about it. I know that it is an HP because it says HP on the front. All right, so I was showing you the back, and it's a HP 250 G7. That's the model number. Now, here we go. So basically, I'm just going to let's just turn it on and see what happens. See if there's anything on here. This is the first time I'm turning it on. Preparing my guesses. Hopefully they've wiped everything off of this computer because I don't want to reinstall Windows. I don't want to install Windows. Restart my PC. I'm just going to see what happens. So the chances are, so you might have this old laptop. Someone gave me this laptop. I have a bunch of them stacked up here from when that. If you're a student of mine already, you've probably used them in class. So if this is a Windows computer, let's say it's Windows 10, and now Windows 11 won't let you use it, you won't need to like it'll already be set up as a Windows computer. So I just want to see what's on here though. See, this wants me to set it up. What's the process? It's probably going to want me to log in with my Windows credentials. Now, so one of the other things about...
Hi there. I'm Cortana, and I'm here to help.
Oh my God.
Well, a little sign in here, a touch of Wi-Fi there, and we'll have your PC ready for all you plan to do.
All right. Well, I'm going to skip all of that because I don't think that's something that I want to do. So I'm just going to go ahead. Like, there's no option for me to get out of this, so I'm just going to shut down the computer. All right. I'm going to come back to you in a second once the computer's back. Okay, here we go. So let's put the thumb drive in. So, oh, sorry, the computer's off right now. My thumb drive squished in. I have to hold the thing. Get in there. Make sure it's all the way in. All right, so the trick so my thumb drive is in all the way. Now, we want to boot not to Windows, like remember we just saw when I turned it on a second ago and it went to the process of wanting to set up Windows. So we don't want it to do that. So the trick for depending on what kind of computer you have is the keys that you're going to hit. I'm not going to go through what all those are. You'll be able to just Google that and find that. So for an HP computer, it might be Escape, it might be Shift, it might be F9. So I'm going to try Escape first. So I'm gonna turn on the computer. Then once it starts loading here, I'm gonna start tapping the Shift key. Tap, 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 tap. All right, there we go. So now I'm gonna go to the boot menu, F9. And that was easy. Sometimes it's really hard, it takes a long time to get in. So F9, is it function? Okay, I'm just going to try and hit the F9 key here. Yep. And so I want to boot from the Transcend. See, it says, you might not be able to see it on the screen, but it says USB hard drive, Transcend 8 gigabytes. So that's the one we want. So I'm going to use the arrow down and then I'm going to hit enter. And so the option is to try or install. Try or install. Let's see here. Try or install. I don't want it in safe mode. I don't know what kind of driver's on there. So I'm just gonna hit. I'm just gonna hit try. I'm just gonna try the first one, which has a star beside it, which makes me think it's recommended. So let's see what happens. Processing. You can't see it, but the USB drive light is clicking away. It's thinking. So it's saying HP Zoran's checking some stuff. It says 2%, 3%. It's going pretty quickly. So the reason that I picked Zoran, if I didn't mention it in an earlier clip of this, is supposedly Zoran is set up to be quite like Windows, and you can set it up to look like Windows 7 or Windows 10. Now some of that might be in the Pro version, but if it's in the free version, it's going to be. My understanding is it's simple as simple as if you had just left your Windows computer. So let's just find out if that's true. It's 38% right now, 39%. And if this works as well as as people have been saying it works, then I might transition all of my Linux computers to Zoran. But after this video is complete, I'll show you what Linux Mint Virginia looks like. %, 74%, it's very quick. $95. All right, let's see what happens. $99. Click. No errors found. It's finished. Processing. I like the little flashing Zoran logo. I don't know what's happening because I've never done this before. Zoran. Now that you don't need to see the keyboard, I'll zoom in a bit. Okay, looks like it's creating a Windows desktop. It's installing. So it wants me to say, pick my language. So it's on English right now. I'm English, so I'm going to pick English. The screen is kind of dim, isn't it? I'll try turning down the light here a little bit. English. Oh, keyboard layout. Sorry, the screen's a bit dim, so I'm having trouble seeing it. So I use English US, even though I'm in Canada. This is saying connecting this computer to a Wi-Fi network allows you to install third-party software. So connect to. Let's see what all the options are. Sorry, I'm bumping the camera. I can't use my trackpad just yet. Clicking enter. Oh, I do have a mouse. Okay. It must have just been off the screen. Okay, are there any other options here? Yes. Okay, there we go. So my my trackpad is working, but my mouse was way down off the screen. So I'm going to just see if I can find my Wi-Fi. Mine is called... I wish this... Oh, maybe this... Can I make the screen brighter already by... Where's the screen brightness? Right here, F3. So if I do function F3... Just the F3. Oh, I can't make it brighter just yet. All right, so I'm just going to continue looking here on this dark screen. Is this in some kind of numerical order? Mine starts with a 4. But I gotta go to my other laptop and see what the name of my internet is. Internet 4059. I need to find 4059. Oh, there it is. All right. Connect. I want to show you my password. I'm going to pause while I put in my password just in case it shows. All right, I'm back. I believe I'm back, yes. Okay, put in my password. Connect. Oh, it's thinking about something. Connect. Continue, I guess. Just thinking about it, thinking about something. I wish this screen was brighter. Can't make it brighter just yet. It's thinking about something. I don't know what it's thinking about. I don't know, the little scrolly things going. I have no idea what's happening. There we go. Okay, updates and other software. So we're going to do that. It's saying, if you can't read it, it's saying install third-party software and graphics and Wi-Fi hardware and additional media formats. So checked. Configure secure boot. Choose a password. Is there a box here to type a password in? Oh yeah, okay. I'm going to pause while I enter a password. Okay, so this is your secure boot password. You might not want a password on your computer to log in. I do, because this is going to go for students and stuff. So I want to make sure that only I'm able to do some of the things that need to be done. So I'm going to not participate in the census. Okay. All right, now I'm going to click continue. This is very quick and easier. So when I'm setting up Linux Mint through Virginia, or any of them, Cinnamon, and there's a bunch of options there, depending on how much room. So if you have a very tiny computer with no space and little memory, then there's smaller versions of Linux that you can get. And so, I'll say, the computer currently has Windows Boot Manager on it. What would you like to do? Erase the disk and install Zorin. So this is going to delete all your programs, documents, photos, musics, etc., etc. So if you're doing this on a computer, on an old computer, and you have files on it, make sure that you back up that first. And I'm not going to show you how to do that here. There's lots and lots of videos out there on how to back up your computer. So this is somebody else's computer that came to me. So I don't want any of their information on here. So I'm going to say erase it and go ahead and continue. Write the changes to disk. If you continue, the changes listed below will be written to the disk. Otherwise, you'll be able to make further changes manually. Warning, this will destroy all data on any partitions that you have removed, as well as the partitions that are going to be formatted. The partition tables of the following devices are changed, and this one's called whatever. The following partitions are going to be formatted, and there's 2 partitions on here. But I'm going to continue because I want this computer to be wiped and only have Zorin on it. There we go. And I need to go into my time zone, which is that my time zone? This is my time zone. I don't know what my time zone is. Is Calgary an option? Because that's where I live. Calgary, Canada, no, Spain. I don't want to be in Spain. So it's probably Edmonton. Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. If I want, sometimes it shows up as Edmonton. Can I put mountain? Mountain. Can't just have mountain time, so I have to put Edmonton. Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. You would put wherever you're from. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to call this Into Novus, because that's our not-for-profit. Oops, I spelled it wrong because it's too dim. Into Novus, and this is going to be, it's giving me a name. The username is going to be Into Novus. My computer name is going to be Into Novus. Okay, so I'm going to call this Into Novus laptop. No, I'm going to call it Into Novus HP 01. Actually, it's 02. Now, I'm going to pause while I put in a password. All right, I'm back. So I'm just typing in my password. So this is going to be the password when people log into the computer, not the password to get into like the administration, etc. in the back. So it's telling me that I have a weak password, but that cannot be true. So my guess is it's thinking that it needs special characters. But I create passwords that are easy, but also more than 15 characters long, 15 or more characters long, because some people who will use this laptop can't maybe hit the shift key and hit other things. So I'm just going to leave it like this. Hopefully it'll let me do it. You can set it to log in automatically if this is going to be your own personal computer that you use in your home. For this, somebody else might be using it out in the community, like a student. So I'm not going to I'm going to require a password to log in every time. So I'm going to hit continue. And I wrote down those passwords, so I should have said that before the screen changed, but make sure you write down your secure boot password, your computer name, your username and password, so that you don't, and put it in a safe place. I'll also set up a guest account on here if it's possible, so that students can log in on a guest, which is the same as what can be done on Windows. I'm assuming that the same will be true here. All right, it says that there's 57 seconds remaining. Oh, but now it says 4 seconds, so I don't know what the truth is. 202 of, it's at 275, it's going really fast, it's at 275. The track bar is just here though, so I wonder if something else is going to happen. Can we see what's actually happening if we hit this little arrow? No. So basically it's going to be putting in our time zone. It's going onto the internet and looking for things to update. And likely it's looking for drivers that fit to this particular computer. If it takes too long, I'll just fast forward through the video and you'll be able to see, and I'll let you know. Well, actually I didn't look at the time, so I don't know how long it's taking. There's no clock yet. Oh, here it is. It's May 27th at 2 o'clock in the morning. Is that true? It is. It's midnight. Oh, March 27th at midnight and 2 minutes. So if you want to know how long it takes, the clock is right there. It's unpacking things. It's preparing things. This is safe. So some of the stuff that they're doing automatically here, when I'm doing Linux Mint or Cinnamon or Linux, like I say, I usually use Mint, and so Mint comes in different formats, and I use Mint because it's one of the smaller ones, and it's also one of the ones that has a kind of a good user interface. But normally I would be having a terminal open, and I would be typing in some instructions and commands to make it download all of these things and upload all of these things, and install all of these things. So it looks like it's doing it all automatically without me needing to go into a terminal. And so a terminal is just a window that you can open that you can type in codes and commands to make your computer do things in the back end. I'm curious to see how it's going to run just off the top without having to install everything else. What's it going to look like? What's it going to do? You're probably wondering the same thing. Okay, we're very close to the end. It's copying the installation logs, so it's just copying, it's creating a list of everything that it's done so far. Almost done. All right, installation is complete. You need to restart the computer in order to use the new installation. I'm going to restart now, and I'm not going to unplug the thing. I'm just going to see. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be, because we're not hitting escape to make it log in on the thumb drive, so it's probably just going to do its regular login. Please remove the installation medium. Oh, see, it's telling me that I do need to remove it, so I'm removing it. I'm just going to unplug it. And then press enter. Okay, so it's gonna do a monk management, whatever that is. So I can enroll Monk, I can enroll from a key, but I'm just going to continue to boot because I don't know what that is and I don't think I need it. I'm going to keep my installation disk because I'm going to use that thumb drive to convert other, if this works, I'm going to use that thumb drive to convert other computers to this operating system called Zorin instead of Mint. All right, there I go. That's me. So if hopefully I'll be able to add a guest, and the students and other people who use this computer will be able to log in on their own, and they won't be able to log in as me. So I'm going to, let me just put a character there. Okay, so I'm going to type in my password. Uh-oh, I forgot what it was. Oops. I'm going to pause because otherwise you're going to see my, oh no, you can't see my keyboard, so that's fine. See how long my password is? So it's a sentence that nobody else knows except me, and it looks like I have to press enter. All right, so let's see what we got here. Welcome to Zorin, start the tour. So the menu, there's a little Zorin menu down here at the bottom. I'll zoom in when in post-production. So look, so I got accessories, graphics, internet, sound and video. There's a filing system here, similar to Windows, so it looks pretty close to Windows. If I click all apps, so there's a calculator, there's my Brave browser's already there, camera, calculator, clock. All right, so interesting. So let's go next, see what else is new. Choose your desktop. So let's see if I launch Zoom Appearance. See what the options are. It's going to give us, so it's going to give us an looks like I have a bunch of layouts here. So there's Pro, so it looks like I have 4 layouts. So there's one that we're on right now. Oh, there's an update. I'm going to install it now. See if I can do it while I'm looking at the things. Okay, so this is the desktop now. We can't preview it. Oh yeah, it is previewing. So this preview has, give me a second. My rig needs to be movable. Okay. So here's what the menu bar at the bottom looks like with this layout. Now watch, it's going to change. So now it looks like that. Now it looks like that, whatever that is. And the other one looks like that. I don't know what that looks like because we don't have any programs. So I'm going to keep it like this. This is the one I like. Oops, sorry, getting my rig going again. All right, so that's the layout I'm going to use, just the default one that's to start it up with. Next is connect your online accounts. I'm not going to do that right now. I'll do that later. Link your phone. You can launch software. And you can visit a help page. All right. So my guess is there'll be a way for you to find that tour later. So here's the browser. Brave browser is the one that keeps the ads off. It's a little slow. First time maybe, okay. And what I'll do is I'll log in as me, and then all my browser will sync to my phone and my other computer, so I'll be able to have access to all my bookmarks and things that I use all the time. And the file system. So there's your home, your desktop. So it looks very, very similar to Windows. Documents, downloads, musics, trash. Okay. And the other thing that they have here is this looks like the down software. So on Windows you have like the store. So this is where you would go through and find all the different kinds of programs that you would use. Now you don't go and download all of them. You're not going to use them. You just cram up your computer. So is there a way to search? So you can see what's installed. That's what comes automatically installed. That's pretty good to get you going. Fonts, LibreOffice, excellent. So those are the things that you're going to need. So for example, if LibreOffice is already installed, I might go to all apps. Can I and click on Windows? You can click on the letter. No, I can't do that here. So if I go down to the LibreOffice Writer, which is basically Microsoft Word, I will add it to the desktop. There it is. So now if I want to open a Word document, do I double click? That was opening. Okay, so if I want to open a Word document, I might have opened it twice. Okay. You can go through and set up the menus to look exactly how you want to look at them. So I don't like this. So I would go through and I think it's right click. Tools. I'd have to do another video to help you if you want to set this to look like Windows. So I actually can't work this because mine is set up to look like Windows. I don't know where everything is on here when it's set up this way. The most important thing, though, if you're going to use this program and to be able to share your files with other people, is that you are going to want to I don't know how to work it when it's with this setup. File, save as. Here it is. So down at the bottom here, it's asking we want to save it in ODF text document, ODT.ODT. I set it to save as Word, a docx. There we go. So 210 to Windows 365. So I set my document to save, and then it'll be a Word document that everyone can access. So this document contains formatting, don't show again. So I'll say use Word format. But there's likely in the tools, because this is kind of important. I'm doing it right now. I wouldn't normally do this, but because it confuses some people sometimes, and then they feel they can't share their documents with other people. So I'm just hitting tools. I'm scrolling all the way down to the bottom here to options. User data, I want to hit load and save. This is what I want to show you. General. And see always save as. So change this always save as Word docx. That's what all the format that Microsoft uses. Apply. And so now every time you save a document, it'll save as a docx file. Then I want to see writer. Looks like yeah, interesting. Okay, so click OK, and then the same will be for an Excel. Excel is I can just search. So if I want to search, so in Linux, Excel is called Calc, LibreOffice Calc. So I'm going to open that one as well. Same thing. We're going to go to File. How do we get to File? File. Oh, here, Tools. Sorry. Like I say, I don't know how to use it. Here's clicking this little bar turns on the toolbar. So there might be a way to make it stay that way. So I want to go to Tools, options for calc as well. So so now see, I'm on the load save general, and I want to save calc. Now I don't want to save it as an ODF spreadsheet. I want you to make sure that you save it as an XLS, Excel 2007 to 365, XLS. That's the format that we all use when we're using Windows. So now every time you save it, it'll save the same way. And in case you're doing a PowerPoint presentation in Linux is called Impress, I think. Yeah, LibreOffice Impress. So I would open up that one as well. You might want to keep the templates on. Eventually you'll want to, once you know, you'll want to close it. So we click this little bar to get the toolbar up. We go to options. And then we go to save. So you don't want to save your PowerPoint presentation as ODP unless you do. But it's very difficult to share with other people. So I share it as a PPTX. There it is, PowerPoint. And then same if you have templates, then you can save it as a POTX here. So but I'm not saving a template. I don't normally save templates, but if I do, that's where you'd find it. And we're going to apply, and we're going to hit OK. All right, so that's the basics of the things that you're going to probably want to use first and the most. Let's see, is the update done? That we closed that window. Restart your computer. Okay, so before we do that, though, let's look at the time. So here's the clock. And my guess is that there'll be some settings somewhere where you can set it. So Friday, March 27th, 2026. You can add other clocks. Also down here is the battery. So it's plugged in right now. So sound is here. Power mode, so night light. So if you want see it turns on the red light, so it's good for your eyes at night. And I'm going to turn it off so you can see power mode. I usually keep mine in balance so that if I right click this, does it do anything? No, not right. Oh, here it is. Power mode. Okay, well, I'm not going to go into the details, but you'll be able to go through it and find out what else do we got here. We got our speaker and battery are in the same, it's all in the same thing now. So this is new. I guess it's kind of set up, that's how Windows is now, right? I just started Windows 11 a while back. Okay, and what do we got here? Oh, then if you have a multiple, looks like you can have multiple windows open. That's new. Okay. All right. So if I turn that off, it goes back. I'm going to restart now, and I'm just going to leave it at that. You kind of get the idea about what the heck is going on in the program. Oh, I should go to the program. So right now I showed you like what's downloaded already, but if you typically have, I don't know what I did. It's a new feature. I'm not aware of it. Okay, so the internet you already have. If you want to download programs, it's this little store. So it looks like a bunch of them are downloaded, but if there's other things. So for example, I might download Kodi. So if I want to watch movies. I don't see a search function on here. Oh, here it is. Search function. So if I wanted to download Kodi, for example, is it here? Yeah. So there we go. I would, I'm not sure which one. I would have to, I do the research to find out which is the right one, because it looks like there's two versions. All right, so that's the gist of turning a Linux computer into, a Windows or any other computer into a Linux computer, which for this particular version is Zorin 18. If you have any questions, you can Google it. So now you kind of know the gist of what to do. You can Google the rest. If you're in Calgary and you're having some challenges, you can find me at one of the events that we run for our Circular Economy Calgary, or you can contact me through the website, and I'll see if I can help you. All right, have a good time. enjoy your new computer, your old computer, and turning it into a new computer. I'm looking really forward to it. And if you have any questions about like the programs and things to use and how to set that up to make it look good, if there's enough people that ask me questions about that, then maybe I'll make another video. All right, see you next time. Bye.